Good morning, everybody. This is Michael at FOUCH FABS. It's Monday, July the 24th. We're at our first install for the week. Should be a pretty quick, easy install, Lord willing. We got a laminate here out here. Of course, we've covered the floors like we always do. Tony said that the old tops are screwed up, so Alan's taking the screws out now so that we can pop them right off. The stone, we made this sink run in one piece because I don't like seams if I don't have to do them. Just looks better. And then we've got a 4-inch backsplash, so Lord willing everything goes well and we'll be in and out of here in no time. The customer's very nice. We've got great access to the house. You really couldn't ask for any better. As you can see, the trailer's backed right up to the door here. We've got flat surface. Just a little bit of a ramp up, not even a step, and freestanding range. So as always, if we run into anything, I will keep you informed as to what it is and how we get through it. And otherwise, I'll show you throughout, and then I'll show you the finished product. Thanks for watching. So they were screwed up and liquid nailed down.
So you hammered it in?
If you guys, we had to hammer the pry bar in. With the liquid nail, it works. It'll stick stuff down, but it always leaves a aftermath. This is the reason I hate when people have used it. You can see that sets up about an 1/8 inch, so that's going to prevent the countertops from setting level. So I have no option but to take something and get that off smooth. Don't want to use the sander and sandpaper because it'll dust up the customer's home. So what we'll try to do is use the multi tool and get it smoothed down as best we can. As always, we run the laser level. Tony's trying to multi-tool liquid nail off, but these are actually not too bad. Been a lot worse. So you can see all the liquid nail that we've been taking off. Now we're vacuuming it up. Always set your sink in your sink cabinet before you put your tops in. If not, you could run the risk of having to take your tops back off so you can do it. I know from experience. Tony knows from experience. So hopefully, if you guys watch my video, you won't have to learn from experience. You can learn from my mistakes. But as you can see in this situation, now not all sinks are like this. Most of the time, the dual use sinks, the under or over mount style sinks, they're bigger than just the standard under mounts. Because if they were to use a top mount, they would need all this, back here and on the sides to make it look nice. So that makes it bigger underneath and takes up more cabinet. So you always check it. It'll save you a lot of stress and headache in the future. As you can see, guys, I've got our bars on here. With this one, since it's such a long top, I went ahead and put 2 bars on it, but we always try to do as few seams as possible, and this slab was long enough where we could get it, so we went ahead and got it. What's that top over there, Tommy? Let's push toward the cabbage, please. Alright, so I want to get these black things off of here, please. Alright, ease it back. Make sure the pins fall. Alright, Tommy, I want to push the top toward you. Okay. A little bit. Hold on. Are you over the cabinet?
Yes.
Then we want to
touching.
Alright, I want to go a little more toward you first. Hold on, I'm going to go down just a hair more. Pull the cart back on your side just a half inch. Perfect. Go down just a hair more. Alright, just wait a second. I'm just going to move mine first. Alright, that's a touch. Alright, let's go toward you and back at the same time. 1, 2, 3. We're just going to go easy. Alright, right there. I want to go all the way back to the wall. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Let me remove the cart, please. Just pull the whole cart back out. Alright, now we're just going to gently put everything together. Hold on, Alan, right here, please. I'm going to push right here and we're going to go slow. 1, don't pick up, whatever you do. 1, 2, 3. Alright. That's just bows on the wall. We'll go that way. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Thanks, sir. Alright. Guys, when you're using your no-lift cart, even though you got the cart, you can't just flop it over and then throw your top on. You got to make sure areas are touching so they're secure, and then work the other areas in. Now, you take every precaution to not have an issue. So you got 2 bars on there. Ideally, you know, you could have one guy on one side and one on the other and hold it flat, and those bars should keep it from breaking. But we all know sometimes suction cups give way. And then the no-lift cart, that works good too, but you know, you could lower it down too far, bend one end and all that. So you just got to take your time and make sure you do everything right. And then always have your shims handy. That way, if there's gaps under the counters, you will have your shims right there to push them in. So also, I see we got some bows here, and because we had existing countertops, we weren't able to see it all. Not a huge deal because we got backsplash, but what it does, it's causing our top to hang over here. So we're probably going to have to go into the wall a little bit there. Alright guys, so what I did is I found where I was touching here. As you can see, I've got space there, and I've got some space down here. So we're going to take that area out, push it back in there, and that should give us what we need for our cooktop over here. We're going to be gentle as we pull it back. Of course, we want to make sure our bars are still on there. I always spray water on my suction cups, and that gives them a better hold. So what I got, guys, is when I pulled the sink up, I had about an 1/8 inch on the front. So my only option was to shim the whole countertop up and pull the front lip under the stone, in between the stone and the countertop, or go ahead and cut the back side of this wall out. Like I was showing you earlier, when you have these dual mount sinks, they're huge, so you don't have a whole lot of room to play around. So I'm gonna hurry up and get this done before my silicone starts setting. Alright guys, so what I did have was, I had about an 1/8 inch of this sink sitting over this front lip here, and then of course this was sitting back in there, 1/2 inch or so. So it was uneven. So I did cut the wall back there and push the stone in, but I ended up hitting the stud right here. So I still needed just a hair on this side here. So I went ahead and shimmed the stone up an extra 1/16 of an inch. It was already up on this side. I could get it through, but just not on this side. So I put this shim in here and then supported it with a second shim. And then I was able to pull the sink through there. So now we're perfect all the way around, which is the look you go for, a nice clean look. So, and we've got our 30 in our stove area, so we're good to go everywhere. So we were pretty much finished with the job, and then we pushed the stove back into place, and we realized one top set up a bit higher than the other one. And then I asked the guys, did they put a level across this area here, and everybody thought the other person put it on there. Anyway, we had to go get Shin, level this top up, because we don't halfway do stuff. That's not the way it's supposed to be done. So now we're recaulking it out. We got everything level. Now we'll push the stove back there once we get this finished up and see if it equals out, if it's level on each side. If it don't, we will go ahead and adjust the feet on this stove. It's not our job to adjust the feet, but why are we going to adjust the feet? Because the customer didn't ask us to do so, and they've been nice to us the whole time. Now, if a customer was a butthole and acted like it was our job to adjust the feet, I'd tell them it wasn't our job and I'd leave. So you treat people how they treat you.
Yeah, but no, this floor is tough, like.
Oh yeah.
Tough.
Yeah, it looks really good. So guys, we got everything finished. Like I told you, we had to raise this right side up a little bit. It's just the right thing to do for the customers. We went ahead and leveled out the stove here as well. That's our aftercare sheet. Of course, we give it with every job. No seams on this. I know a lot of companies out there would have put a seam in this long L. Probably would have tried to Frankenstein it to save some money, but that's not how we do things. It looks better, it looks cleaner, the customers are happier with it, and everybody's happy. You know, we didn't have a whole lot of issues with the job. We had to take off a little liquid nail, and you know, we had a couple bows in the wall, but I don't care if it's a brand new $10 million home, you have bows in the wall, so you know, that's just something you got to deal with. So what I did here is, and this is my personal preference. You may have a different personal preference. Your customer may have a different preference, but this, in my opinion, is your more visible side. So I went ahead and pushed this side closer. I still got a little bit of a space in between the walls there, but I left the majority of it here because you got your upper cabinets that's over it, and it's back in the corner. So even right now, me knowing it's there, I can't even really see that there's too much of a gap there. But if it was down here, you could see it. So I think that's the cleaner way to look at it. And we always run our painter's caulk in here. They've got the white laminate, so the painter's caulk blends right into it. And if they ever decide to paint that another color or anything, they can paint it right down to the backsplash. I was explaining to the customer with the sink, and you guys know how I do my sinks. I always put drill the holes and put the sink clips in there. Well, this one, it's got, I'm going to try to hold the camera upside down, so bear with me, guys. With these dual mount sinks, you don't have a whole lot of room in here, so we couldn't get to our holes. So what we did is we used the U-mounts, and we didn't have real strong, stable side panels, so we went to the front where it's super strong. We put one on each side, and then of course we put one in the center here. And then we put two in the back. I don't know if you guys can see. There's one, and there's the other one. But also in these dual mount sinks, as you know, it's got a hole that the faucet goes through. So once he puts his nut on, it'll pull that sink tight as well. And then we have our perimeter bead of silicone. So you should be able to, you know, put 500-600 pounds in that sink and it not go anywhere. Maybe even more. But all in all, it was a good job. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Guys, I really appreciate y'all watching, and I hope y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next one.